Hi, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to Moonlit Metaphysics, episode 16. Just give everybody a few seconds to come on in and give me a few seconds to adjust. Okay. So, we're going to go live on TikTok, so let's do that. Hi, everybody, and welcome. This is Moonlit Metaphysics. I am Alexis J. Alvarez, and I go live every second Sunday of the month at 8:30 p.m. to talk about all things metaphysics. And today's topic, we're going over the 4 levels of manifestation. Okay, if you did not know, there are 4 levels. So if you're finding your manifesting skills to be kind of like not popping, it might be because you're not paying attention to one of these 4 levels. Okay. A lot of people struggle with manifestation despite knowing the law of attraction, right? Law of attraction is everywhere, but people are not manifesting the way as easy as the law of attraction seems to be. Hmm. That's because manifestation isn't just about thoughts, it's also about alignment across multiple levels. So, today, in today's episode, I'm going to go over the 4 levels of manifestation, which act like a checklist essentially. Because if something isn't working, you can check out one of these 4 manifestation levels to make sure what aspect you are out of sync with. Okay. So, we're going to go over again the 4 levels of manifesting, explain them a little bit more in detail. If you feel like if one of those levels really resonates with you, like, damn, I am not on that shit at all, then we will go through different techniques, little tricks that you can use to align yourself to that level. Okay. Just a reminder, this is Moonlit Metaphysics. I'm on every second Sunday of the month on YouTube, and I'm doing TikTok. Because there's a lot of y'all out here that like my shit. So let's get right to it. The 4 levels of manifesting explained. Okay. I'm going to talk about all 4 levels first, and then we're going to go dive into each one individually. Level 1, energetic readiness. Are you actually ready to call in what you're calling in? We'll dive deeper. Level 2, thought alignment. Okay. So this is most of the content on my TikTok and on my YouTube is basically about mentalism and aligning to what you're trying to manifest. Okay. Because if your thoughts are not in alignment to that, it ain't going to pop off. I promise you. What you think equals what you create. So we're going to dive into that level 2 as well. Level 3, emotional and nervous system regulation. Ooh, that has to do with manifesting? Absolutely, yes, it does. Absolutely, yes, it does. Can your body hold what you desire? Or are there emotional or anxiety ridden connections to that thing you're trying to manifest? So, we'll talk about how to fix that one. And level 4, aligned action and divine timing, because we already know. Are you moving toward your manifestation or are you just daydreaming? Because we be daydreaming out here, and Deluluville is, you could be there. I'm not even hating. You kind of need to be there to like initiate that beginning of that big picture vision, right? You need to be delusional to think that you can start making it happen in order to actually get you out of that mental block that has been telling you for years and years that you can't make it happen. Okay. So there's space for delusion. I love it. But there's also time for aligned action. If we are not aligned and doing actions that are literally in alignment to what we are manifesting, what are we even doing, guys? What are we even doing? Okay, so let's dive into each one of these levels one by one. If you have a question, drop them down below. I will try to be on top of that. Or just spam it, and I'll definitely see that. Okay, so energetic readiness. This is kind of like my whole thing. I My mission is to help you align energetically. on all levels so that you can manifest what it is that you want. So this is, I'm going to be a little bit biased, but this level is the most important in my opinion. You cannot manifest something if your energy system is rejecting it or isn't available for it. Let me go deeper. Energetic readiness is your inner system's actual willingness and capacity to receive what you're asking for. So sometimes we think we want something, we're like, oh, that would be so nice if we had this more money, a deeper relationship with this love, this dream job. It would be so nice to have this dream job. But deep down, we actually are fearing the responsibility. We're fearing the change that's involved with that. We're fearing the identity shift that would be expected of that type of transition. Our frequency is not in alignment with what it is we're trying to manifest. And so that's not going to work. Your frequency must match what it is you desire before it could enter your field. Your energy is not ready. Okay. So this is especially true for those of you who are saying, I keep asking, but nothing is happening. Like I am on my shit. I'm journaling, but nothing's happening. You're energetically unavailable. That's what's happening. You're energetically unavailable for the thing you want. It's like sending out an RSVP, but locking your front door when the guest arrives. Like, it's not going to work. Okay. And it's not anybody's fault, but it is our responsibility. Okay. So these are little practical ways to align things that you can ask yourself. Like, first off, am I truly ready for what I'm asking for? Straight up. Putting yourself in that kind of line of questioning immediately starts emotional responses. So you will know if you are truly ready. If you feel some type of scared or anxious, you would be like, okay, that's a no, you're not ready. But if you get this excitement, this joy, this like full body tingles in the most positive way, you're ready. Okay. These are some journal prompts that you can use if you're feeling like, yeah, my energetic readiness might not be on point. That might be what's stopping me from manifesting. Um, what might change if this showed up today? So, what might change if the thing you're trying to manifest would just appear? Sit with that. Then, what part of me is afraid of having this? And you'll be like, I'm not afraid of no $1 million. All right, but sit real quick. Sit and think about it. What comes along with more money? More money, more problems. Shout out to Biggie. No, but seriously, um, things come along with more money. Probably more expenses because you're spending more money because you have more money. Okay. Taxes, putting yourself in a bigger tax bracket. That could scare the shit out of some people. I get it. But ask yourself, what part of me is afraid of having what I'm trying to manifest? Because it might be there. And if it is there, that's your energetic unreadiness. Okay. So I want you to begin acting as if you already have it. And I know you've heard this in manifestation techniques, but this is why. This is the why. We start fronting, we play Delulu, right? We fake it till we make it, and we begin acting as if we are already the version of us that we want to experience. We begin to upgrade our habits. We begin to enforce our boundaries, right? Our self-image begins to match the frequency of what we want, of that vision that honestly is already playing out. Okay. Again, signs of an energetic mismatch, you're going to feel drained. You're going to feel anxious. You're going to feel like frustrated and nervous when you think about what you want for your life, when you're visualizing. You're going to kind of freak out. That's hint number one. Number two, you're going to notice self sabotaging behaviors right after taking a step towards a goal. So, filling out an application, submitting it, being super excited about it when you're writing it. And then as soon as you hit send, you're like, I ain't gonna get that shit. Whoa. Why are you doing that? Like that's literally moving your energy from a place of receptivity, right? Like I'm so ready to accept receive this job opportunity, and then all of a sudden pushing it away, and then telling the universe, actually, you know what? Nah, I'm good. I ain't even gonna get that shit. Things to look out for. We often don't realize we're our own saboteurs. Okay. Another sign of energy mismatch. You keep procrastinating or avoiding the very things that would literally get you closer. Why are we doing that? Let's check with ourselves. Hi, Natalie. Thank you. Love you. Thank you. Okay, so another sign of an energetic mismatch. Your desires feel more like fantasy than possibility. And this is for everybody, right? Oh, damn, won't it be nice to like live on an island in like a luxury ass, like, okay, that's fantasy. But is it? Like, couldn't you actually take some steps that would guide you in the direction of living the type of lifestyle you want to live, that you desire? There's goals, there's steps you can take to actually make that shit happen. There's many a people who were born in America and randomly now live their best life in Costa Rica. It's possible, okay? It's not fantasy. How to correct it? Um, Identify what version of you would naturally have that thing and embody that energy. What version of me would slay as like a retreat space owner? Like if I would just like, that's one of my dreams, right? To like buy us land and just host retreats in this awesome, amazing sacred space. What does that Alexis have that I'm not doing right now? Ask ChatGPT. You're going to get an answer, and then you're going to get action steps as to what it is that you can do to align yourself. Okay. Yeah. Dress, speak, think, plan. This is like the fake it till you make it kind of level. So if you're energetically not there, you're going to want to push yourself there, like pretend, because that's going to start shifting your energy quite realistically. I have a mantra. If you feel like if your level one energy mismatch is kind of like where you are in terms of why you're not manifesting, the mantra for this is, I align my energy with the version of me who already lives this reality. Again, I align my energy with the version of me who already lives this reality. Oh, that one made me feel all sorts of positive. Okay. Um, Jumping into level two. Level two is thought alignment. Your conscious desires, what we know we desire, will always, you heard, always be overridden by your subconscious beliefs. Okay. Let me say that again. Your subconscious desires will always be overridden by your subconscious beliefs. This level is all about belief system. Okay. If you're saying the affirmations, you're doing the vision boards, you're journaling, but your desires still feel blocked, you're not manifesting, it's likely that your subconscious beliefs are running the show. So it's very similar to the energetic alignment, but this one is the actual things we're thinking and saying inside our brain to ourselves. Okay. Your beliefs become the instruction that your energy flows, essentially. You have to think like the version who already has it, kind of like in the first level, or you will keep manifesting based on the same outdated programming. So the difference between these two levels right here is this thought, what did I call it? Thought alignment. If you're not in alignment with your thoughts, you're actually manifesting opposite shit. And you're like, what the? I'm doing all the things, but it's like coming out totally opposite. I do all the manifest, all the mindset work, but I still feel stuck. You're trying to manifest with conscious thoughts like, I want $1 million, and then I'm going to light this candle, and then every morning I'm going to say my meditation, and I'm going to, okay. And while meditation may help to break subconscious patterns, and we could throw that to the side right now, you're trying to manifest with your conscious thoughts, but your subconscious somewhere in there doesn't believe that it's safe, available, or possible. So common limiting beliefs that are like stuck in there that we're not even thinking about could be things like, I have to work hard to be worthy. Like, you need hard work. Another, you do need to put like moral ethics into your work. Like, that's one of the Reiki principles. Um, but work doesn't necessarily need to be a struggle. That's an old, outdated programming that is creating struggle for you in order for you to manifest work. Another one, people like me don't get to have that. No, I don't like that one. No, no, I'm just like not even in agreement with that one. If you're saying that to yourself, you need to stop yourself in the middle of these thoughts and rewire them. Pattern interruption. We'll talk about that in a second. But here's another common limiting belief. If I shine too bright, I'll lose connection, or I'll lose love, or I'll lose the relationships I currently have. Maybe you'll gain relationships that are 17,000 times more profound because you're more in alignment to who you are and what you're trying to manifest. Or money or love, success, whatever, always leaves me eventually. It never stays for me for too long. It's not meant for me. It's just for like a little bit and then it goes. No. These are the types of thoughts that by you believing them and saying them consistently, whether they were given to you by a caretaker while you were growing up or something that you grabbed on based on life's experiences, these are the kind of thoughts that are literally stopping your manifestations dead in their tracks. So how do we shift this? How do we shift this? Pattern interruption is a great one. Um, this is also kind of a fake it till you make it situation, but when it comes to your thoughts. Okay. So when a limiting thought arises, you can stop yourself right there. No judgment. We don't got to beat ourselves up because that the brain's going to do that. The brain's going to go on repeat. Whatever you've been fed as a kid is going to keep repeating it. Okay. So when we catch one of those that we do not like, we stop right there and be like, that's the old story. I'm choosing something new now. Nope. Oops, my bad. Nope. That's old. This is new. And then reframe it. Okay. This is work and it takes time. It takes an effort. Okay. Because I still to this day will say things that are not in alignment with what I'm trying to do. And I'm like, well, nope, that's incorrect. I take that back. That's not true. That's like a fear or an ego coming up. I get that. But I'm gonna put that to the side because that ain't it. Um, there's also like bridge affirmations. So if affirmations are not feeling legit to you right now, like I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire. Okay, you don't have to do that. You could use bridge affirmations, which are affirmations that are more believable in the moment. For example, instead of saying I'm safe, I'm successful, you can say I'm learning to trust that I am safe in success. So kind of changing around your affirmations so that they feel more believable. That's going to help your brain believe them and then help create that thought pattern that is more in alignment and more serving to you. Shadow work is also good for this if you have the thought alignment issue. Shadow work is really good for that because you can journal, you can throw all these things out and just see it in front of you and be like, oh shit, oh, okay, that's me. Um, for example, asking yourself things like, what's the payoff for holding on to this belief? What's the benefit? How am I blessed by keeping this belief? Usually you're not. What would I gain by letting this belief go? This one's a big one. What would I gain by letting this belief go? Or where did I learn that? Because sometimes when you ask yourself that question, as soon as you remind yourself where you learned it, you're like, why would I ever trust that person? And then it becomes easier to let that misaligned thought go. What belief would the empowered version of me choose instead? So kind of like the same with our first one. What belief, what thought process would the aligned, more empowered version of ourselves choose instead? Thinking about it like this helps you, especially if you're feeling like your thoughts are the issue here. Okay, like a lot of negative self thought, a lot of thoughts popping into your head, like, nah, this shit is bullshit, this shit don't work, things like that. You need to focus on level 2. Um, Mental scripting is also helpful for this, which is a thing where you kind of speak your desires out loud as if they are already happening. It helps to build subconscious familiarity. It helps to get those neurons in the brain creating that kind of vibration. Um, so that really helps. But also rewiring practices that are generally known to help rewire brain patterns like hypnosis or EFT tapping. Those are going to be really helpful for level 2 as well. And I have a mantra for you. My beliefs are mine to choose, and I choose ones that build my future. My beliefs are mine to choose, and I choose ones that build my future. Level 3. Okay. I should have probably said that a little bit more calmly because this is a nervous system regulation and emotional level. So I apologize. Level 3. If your body doesn't feel safe holding it, you will reject it. Your nervous system is your manifestation capacity. Okay. If you go and take that link that I have in my bio to learn your manifesting power, it asks you particular questions. These questions pull at the type of intuitive that you are, the psychic type you are, if you will. That has to do with your emotional, not receptivity, but the way that you receive and perceive emotions. Okay. Um, your nervous system is highly entwined with that emotional system. Okay. Your nervous system is absolutely responsible or partly responsible for the manifestation process. Remember the energetic alignment thing? Your nervous system is part of you. And if that is not energetically in alignment because it's tied up with emotions that are bringing us up, down, left, right, all over the place, okay, you cannot hold that big, expansive vision. Um, you can't. You can't hold that idea for wealth or the idea for love if your system is consistently in survival mode. And when our nervous system is deregulated or dysregulated and our emotions are unchecked, that's the case. We're in survival mode. And it becomes very difficult to manifest a goddamn thing. And you could be doing your thoughts could be aligned, your energy's on point, but physically speaking, the body is not. Okay. Um, this level is where trauma, burnout, anxiety, and dysregulation quietly sabotage your growth. This is why it's mind, body, and soul for real, for real. This is why we must check all aspects. Okay. This is going to feel like every time I get close, every time I'm this close, something happens. Or I burn out. Or I self sabotage. Like I obviously self sabotage. Okay. That's because your nervous system isn't regulated enough to hold what it is you're calling in. It's just going to, ooh, I'm getting this. You're just going to let it go. It's too much. How to expand your manifestation capacity, specifically in regards to your emotional or nervous system. Somatic tools are really great for this. Somatic tools like literally moving your body, dancing, moving around, bouncing, those little vibration plates that everybody's selling on TikTok. That actually is good for this. That's moving around all the things in your body, regulating stuff, getting lymph node fluids moving. endocrine stuff moving. Okay. All of this is responsible for our flow of energy. And when our flow of energy flows, we can manifest easy. But if not, if it's stuck, if we're like this, if we're in fight or flight all the time, we're not gonna manifest. Okay. Grounding, um, forest bathing. I'm trying to remember the Japanese term. Um, Shinrin yoku. So Shinrin yoku is a type of experience where you just go out into nature, you sit, and you absorb the energies which become very grounding for our physical bodies, right? There's a lot of negative ions in nature, especially around oceans, waterfalls, forests, things like that. So being in these places actually physically grounds us. It takes the excess energy in our energy system and regulates it into the ground, very similar to an electrician grounding a wire. Okay, so there's also some other stuff like meditative practices can really help regulate the system, right? That's clinically proven. We know how it helps to reduce high blood pressure, relax the mind, and all that stuff, put us into alpha wave frequency, all that good stuff. If you're into uh, yoga, you can also do yoga practice like asanas, prayamanas, which is movements and breath work, or the kriyas. A kriya is basically a combination of asanas, prayamanas, different mantras, different mudras, which is hand gestures, and all that jazz. Okay, so all these things are going to help regulate that energy, that emotional and nervous system energy. Okay. Self-trust builders too. This is important when your system is dysregulated. There's an element of like not being able to trust yourself. Following through on small promises to yourself. I told myself I was going to take a 5-minute walk today, and you actually did it. Good job. You know, um, letting no be just as sacred as yes. Like, I just can't. And that's it. Like, no other explanation needed. Um, Tracking your intuitive hits as well. This is a big one for emotional and nervous system stuff because, like I said, the manifesting power is directly tied to your intuitive power, your psychic type. And if you're an emotional psychic type, you have to learn how to regulate those emotions and realize what's your emotion and what is not, what is an intuitive hit and what is you just absorbing shit from other people. Okay, because that's going to consistently keep you dysregulated, and while you're trying to manifest the world, ain't shit going to manifest because you're not regulated. Okay, so your manifesting power, you should go take that quiz if you haven't already. Your manifesting power is directly related to your nervous system. Okay, so mantra for this level 3 emotional and nervous system regulation, if you feel like that's the one you're hitting, like that's what's off for you and why you're not manifesting, mantra for this is going to be: my body is safe, my nervous system is a sacred vessel for expansion. One more time. My body is safe, my nervous system is a sacred vessel for expansion. Over on YouTube, no, I do not speak Japanese. Okay. Level 4, level 4. All right, wrapping this up, guys. We'll be done pretty much after level 4. Level 4 is aligned action and divine timing. So the universe matches your momentum, not your daydreams. We may need to daydream a little bit first to get that plan down, but if we're not taking action, again, things are not going to manifest for you guys. You need to take physical three-dimensional real world action for stuff to manifest. This level is all about movement. Manifestation is not passive. And I've said that in a few prior videos, like they're all mismatched and all out of order. And if you find it, God bless. But I spoke about this already. Manifestation is not passive. It requires co-creation. If you're just meditating and waiting, you are skipping this vital piece. You cannot just light a candle and walk away. Ain't shit gonna manifest. And God bless you if you do like candles and shit just manifest for you. God bless. All the other levels are on point for you, I guess. But anyways, aligned action doesn't necessarily mean hustle. I'm not asking you to break your ass. Remember, manifestation does not require struggle. Okay, that's an old, outdated thought process that is not correct. It means aligned action means following your intuitive nudges, saying yes when it feels expansive, saying no when it doesn't, and trusting divine timing to handle that flow, to handle the how. Okay. The pain point for this one, if you're in alignment or if you're not in alignment for this level 4, you will see you'll be like, oh shit, I've been visualizing for months. I have a vision board. I stay putting shit on the vision board and nothing shifts. Nothing shifts. Okay. Are you doing anything though? You need to take 3-dimensional real world action. Okay. There's a balance between action and surrender. Aligned action, let's go over it again. Aligned action is taking steps from inspiration, not desperation. It's when the body says yes before the mind overthinks or talks you out of it. You're like, yeah, woo, that's it. If you're like, yeah, and then you're like, oh, but no, shut up to the oh, but that's your mind trying to talk you out of it because ego is feeling some type of way. Ignore that. Take the aligned action. Okay. And then surrender, which is not, it's the opposite of action. You got to know how to surrender. Surrender is letting go. Surrender is like what it sounds like, letting go of control over how and when it shows up and trusting the unseen orchestra of the universe, if you will. Okay. This imbalance will show up like 2 ways. It will show up like all action. I'm just doing, burnout, frustration, pushing, resent, upset, no trust in the universe. I got to do it all myself. So that's super misaligned. And then on the other side, you have all surrender, which is no movement, complete stagnation, spiritual bypassing, and then disappointment. There's a balance. There's a balance to be had therein. We're going to find the sweet spot. In order to find that, we're going to ask ourselves, what's the next smallest, tiniest, little babyest step, aligned step that I could take today to do what it is that I'm trying to do? And after every aligned action, after every time you take that little baby step or something, like it could even be like, I'm just going to write the outline for the thing that I'm envisioning, right? Just like a small baby step, the first step. Then you let go and let God. Like, then that's the surrender aspect. So you did your action and then you're like, now let this be handled. That's it. I'm done. I'm done for today. I did my thing. And tomorrow I'll come back to it. Practicing non-attachment rituals also is very helpful for this. If you're stuck on aligned action, divine timing, like you're not, you're just kind of like stressing over the fact that it's not happening. You want it to happen this exact same way and that thing is not happening and you're like getting upset about that. You need to practice non-attachment. So whatever it is that you desire or trying to manifest, if you have it on a list written down or something like that, burn it. Like let it go. Like it needs to go away from your brain. It needs to be like, this is what I intend because this is what's in alignment for me. But remember, what you resist persists. And this is all about back to level 1, energetic alignment. If you're going to be like, I hope I get it, I hope I get it, I hope I get it, it needs to be this way, it needs to be exactly this way, you are literally sending signals to the universe that says you don't have it, you're mad nervous about it, and it's best that you don't get it because you're a bundle of crazy right now. So just, and then you won't get it. So practicing non-attachment rituals are very helpful because once you do kind of, I want this, I'm going to do this, I did that thing, then you can be like, I bet I'm going to let it go now. That's it. I'm going to let it go. Stay open to guidance as well. Synchronicities, redirections, guidance from everyday people, family, friends that might like nudge you in a way Even delays, they may be a part of divine rearrangement. You have to have trust in the universe that it's moving your way. It's a lot of back and forth. The key is balance. The mantra for this level 4 is I move with purpose and release with faith. My job is the what. The universe handles the how. Again, I move with purpose and release with faith. My job is the what. The universe handles the how. Okay. Let me know which level you feel kind of resonates with you more, or where you're like, oh, absolutely. This is why shit ain't manifesting for me. Whoops. Let me know. I'm curious. Identifying where you're stuck. So now that we've kind of broken down those 4 core levels of manifesting, I'm going to just state some questions out, and you grab a journal if you want to mark it down, or just tune in and ask yourself which one of these levels hits hardest. I'm just going to straight ask questions. Okay. Level 1. Do I feel disconnected from my desires and unsure of what I really want? Do I feel drained, distracted, or out of sync with the flow of life? Do I notice resistance, tension, or stuck energy in my body when I think about what I want? If so, you may have an energetic misalignment. Level 2, thoughts, right? Belief work. Do I secretly believe I don't deserve it? Hmm. Do I constantly doubt that it will ever happen for me? You're literally sabotaging yourself with those thoughts. Do I hear old stories like people like me don't get that, or it's just too good to be true? Like people like us, that doesn't happen for us. No, I don't like that. If so, you might have level 2 imbalances, thought processes and beliefs. Right? Level 3, capacity to receive, your emotional and nervous system regulation capacity to receive. Do I struggle to hold on to good things that come my way? Do I sabotage or freeze when I actually start seeing progress? Do I feel overwhelmed by success or worry I'll lose it? That's capacity to receive. Level 4, aligned divine timing, all that stuff, co-creation. Um, if you answer yes to any one of these, this one's misaligned for you. Do I push and hustle even when I feel exhausted? Because I gotta do it. Do I feel anxious when things take time? Do I find it hard to surrender or trust the universe's timing? Okay. Whatever made you pause, sigh, or say, oh, damn, that's me, that's where your manifesting system is jammed up. Okay. You don't need to fix all the things. You probably don't. We usually don't need to fix all the things. We just need to kind of focus, hyper focus on that one area, shift into that area, work on that, and watch how everything else starts to flow. Like it's going to open up. So, the number one reason people really struggle to bring desires into reality, the number one reason people really struggle with manifesting is because their manifestation system is misaligned. They're focused on one part, one of those levels. usually the mindset or the doing, but they're skipping a whole level of what's required energetically, emotionally, spiritually to truly receive. Okay. You're not stuck because you're doing it wrong. You're stuck because you're manifesting from a place of misalignment. And most of the time, we don't even realize it. But that's what I'm here for. Soul alignment coach. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. All of my content is to help you guys figure out how to align to the best version of you, the most truest version of you, the version of you that your soul is trying to manifest and live out in this lifetime, okay? And get you there. Because it's not just shadow work. It's not just candles and sound bowls. It's all of the above. It's mind, body, and soul. Okay. So what are your next steps? Okay, guys, thank you for joining me. This has been the 4 levels of manifesting. Here's the truth. If you're missing any of these levels, your manifestation will slow down, stall, or fall apart as soon as they kind of begin to manifest. That's exactly why I did this episode. That's exactly why I created my manifestation mastery program, um, to help you fix these blocks for good with a step-by-step method that does not require you to be perfect, you to hustle, or you to have consistent high vibes, because that is not realistic, and that, like, no. Okay. Yeah, because manifesting isn't just about thinking positive. It's about alignment, embodiment, belief, and co-creation. And once you master that, you become unstoppable. Trust. So if you're feeling the pull, if that makes sense to you, if you're like, yes, one of these levels was definitely not in alignment for me. I'm off on one of these manifesting levels. Number one, go take that link in bio to figure out your manifesting power, because that's going to give you a little bit more insight on how it is you're supposed to be manifesting. Number two, check out Manifestation Mastery, right? If you want to finally get rid of these blocks, these subconscious programmings that kind of exist and are sabotaging your growth, Manifestation Mastery is the program to do that. It's a 3-month coaching program. I work directly with you and with the group, and I'm still finalizing the program, but I want to make sure that the people who are ready for it have access and are ready to like drop their name. So if you want to be the first ones to know when doors open, it's going to be summer. It's summer semester, June. But if you want to get all the info and be one of the first ones and get early access bonuses and all that, jump off, link in bio. Okay, link in bio. Or if you're on YouTube, go to the description and you'll find that link right down below. But if you're craving an in-person transformation, fancy, my next retreat is designed to clear your blocks on sacred land. This is what I do for a living, guys. I'm clearing blocks all day long. I am helping you align to who your soul is trying to be in this lifetime. And my retreat in Puerto Rico in October is focused directly on that, clearing blocks, creating energetic alignment with energy work, and just connecting with soul aligned community. So if that interests you, you might want to check out that link in bio as well. Okay. And for everybody on YouTube, just jump down into the description and you can find that link. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for joining me. That was Moonlit Metaphysics, episode 16, with your host, Alexis. I'll see you next week. Next month, not next week. Whoa. I'll see you next month, second Sunday of the month. Bye.